Here are 5 running backs who are mispriced in 2025 fantasy football drafts. We're starting out with Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks. Walker only 573 rushing yards last year. Now he did miss 6 games, so would have had a little better success had he continued to play, but he missed time, nicked up earlier in his career, normally not missing many games, but the yards per carry declined 3 straight years. Last year, we think of it, Walker as an explosive runner. Only 5 rushes of 153 carries over 20 yards. That's not the Kenneth Walker we remember. Why? He was great at breaking tackles, 98th percentile. The problem is he doesn't do much after that, 38th percentile yards after contact. Now, he caught a lot of passes last year, 46 catches, worked out pretty well for him. That said, Zach Charbonnet started to eat into some work later in the season. This is beginning to look like it'd be more of a timeshare than it had been early last year and before. So that said, Kenneth Walker is being drafted around running back 14. And here's the problem. He hasn't been that in his career. Why is this year going to be any different? The offensive line, we have hope it gets better, but there's no tangible reason to believe that. We don't necessarily think the offense is going to be this juggernaut and come in and move the football all day long with Sam Darnold at quarterback. So Kenneth Walker right now is being priced beyond his ceiling. Can't see why we're drafting him that high. Next, James Conner. Every year, this man is mispriced, underpriced. Last year, 1,094 yards on the ground, 47 receptions. He was fantasy gold. Yes, Conner is going to miss time every year, 2 to 4 games. It's going to happen. So live with it. Build your roster to have depth for those couple games when you don't have him. When he's on the field, he's a borderline running back 1, and you're getting him cheap in drafts. Now, remember this. Last year, Kyler Murray, he upped his running back passes significantly, 23%. It was the highest Murray had ever had. And it looks like it was a trend that this team can latch onto because James Conner is just great as a runner and as a receiver. As a runner, 85th percentile broken tackle rate. Last 2 years, Conner, who is like bordering 30 years old, he's had his 2 most efficient seasons, 4.6 and 5.0 yards per carry, hit 2 straight 1,000 yards seasons on the ground. James Conner is putting it all together. He does not appear to be slowing down. Bet on James Conner again. If you're enjoying this breakdown, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It helps RotoWire keep that fantasy advice coming your way. If you want even more of RotoWire's tools and insights, we've got a 15% discount just for our YouTube viewers. You go to rotowire.com, you pick your subscription, you use the code YouTube15 at checkout. All right, DeAndre Swift, Chicago Bears, going around running back 23 in average drafts. Volume is king in fantasy football. I can't tell you DeAndre Swift is a good running back. He's not. He is very ordinary. Ordinary after the catch, ordinary breaking tackles. Played in Philadelphia a few years ago, had a great offensive line. Yards per carry were nothing special. Chicago last year, we saw 253 carries and 42 catches. That is bankable volume. And here's the thing, who's competing for touches? Roschon Johnson, he's talked up as the number 2. Roschon Johnson was less than 5th percentile in broken tackle rate and yards after contact. 2 years in a row, one of the most inefficient running backs in the NFL. Oh, they'll drag his body on the field to get him some touches here and there. I get it. But DeAndre Swift will dominate touches. Kyle Monangai, super late draft pick. Maybe he chips in as well. But you get the point. In this Bears offense now, the offensive line significantly upgraded. The whole interior fixed. Ben Johnson in to call the offense. Defenses will be worried about the Bears' receiving, weapons, and passing attack. Swift will have room to run. Bank on volume. Low-end running back 2 is his cost. You will get medium running back 2 production out of him. Isiah Pacheco going close to running back 30. And look, after last year, I guess I get it. Fantasy managers remember just a disappointing season. Pacheco broke his leg early in the season. He came back in the second half of the year and he looked terrible. Not his fault. The leg was broken. The healing process took time. He was off his leg. There was no strength in that leg. Of course he couldn't break tackles. Of course he couldn't get yards after contact. He gutted it to get back. But this is your time to buy. Because Isiah Pacheco, look, teams play the Chiefs. They are worried about Mahomes and the passing attack. Pacheco has always gotten free yards because of the way defenses play them. Very hard-nosed runner. Injury risk is there, yes, but at the cost you're getting him, that is fully mitigated by his draft cost. You take him about Running back 25 or 26, take a few spots up to make sure you get him, but he will produce for you. He can catch the ball too. Remember, a couple of years ago, he had a big year catching the ball, 15.4 PPR points per game in 2023. Now, he might lose some receiving work to Berkey Brashard Smith, but Pacheco will still catch some passes here. He'll run the ball. Kareem Hunt, seriously, he has been declining for years. He was a sustainer last year, but Pacheco is their guy. Get him while you can.